Hey, wheel builders. The problem with gold. Now, don't get me wrong. Gold and silver are amazing stores of value. They have maintained their purchasing power for the last 3,000 to 5,000 years, whereas the US dollar has lost 97% of its purchasing power in the last 100 years or less. Probably even less with all the QE going on right now. So, what is the problem with gold? Up until 1971, gold was used to back the dollar, so you could easily exchange dollars for gold. So it was easily convertible and exchangeable. It was actually illegal to own gold up through 1974, and guess what? People had a mentality for gold, and when it was legal to own it again, the gold market took off. It was on a bull market for the next 10 or 15 years. It went up a lot in relation to the dollar. The problem with gold today is not that it isn't an excellent store of value. The problem is that it is not easily exchangeable. You see, over the last 50 years, we've been programmed to think that the dollar is money. It's actually just currency. And that gold is something you use for jewelry. It's just something that's off in the distance. They confiscated our gold and took it to the banks. Then the banks took it to the Fed. Then the Fed took it to the government, and the government put it into a couple of different military holdings. So basically, the bulk of U.S. gold is in military custody. Think about that for a little bit. How does that feel? Anyways, back to the point. Because gold is not liquid, I can't take a gold bar or a gold coin and run down to the grocery store and easily buy $100 worth of groceries. The clerk will look at me like I'm nuts. So while all these gold bugs and buffs, I should say, are excited and saying, hey, gold is the next thing, silver is the next thing, the American people have lost their understanding and acceptance of it as actual money and prefer the dollar. The government has done their job well as far as for their interests go. So the issue being it's not liquid. Now, having some of your store of value, your purchasing power in the precious metals is a great idea because they've maintained their purchasing power for the last thousands of years. The problem is having too much in there, it's not easy to exchange. So you got to find other gold buffs and nuts like yourself. So have a little, and if we ever catch on and the public's opinion starts to change, it'll be incredible. Once again, it'll go sky high.